Episode 584 of the TV Dudes, Scrubs Revival!
This week we're heading back to Sacred Heart to see if JD and Turk can bring the magic back.
Yes, it is a return to the early aughts with the Scrubs Revival.
The revival is a lot of fun and gets a bunch of stuff right, but we'll get into the details in a few minutes now. But right now, I'm Nick.
And I'm Les. And we're the TV Dudes.
And you know, and jokes and bromance isn't all we watch this week.
To the Diaries.
The Diaries of the Television Dudes. Brought to you by only the finest cocaine wine.
I don't know which one of us is the JD or the Turk.
I feel like we're some combination, like we're both jerks. Teed that right up. That's the bromance. That's the buddy.
The medical.
That's the
medical
patter.
and surgeon merge.
Merge.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool, or whatever that was. All right. What did you watch this week? Oh, you still hate watching Invincible.
Yeah, I mean,
but you at least you're watching My Hero Academia to fucking try to pull
I'm going
it
to
out.
say that this season of Invincible is probably the best
they've gotten to.
They've done in consistency. Mark is actually struggling with whether or not he should kill people, which is kind of weird that it's this far in and he's... And one of these things I'm like, man, is he never going to not be struggling with this? And also, like, everyone's kind of, like, trying to be on his side about, like, well, you know, if I was about to hurt a bunch of people and was possessed, I would hope you would stop me. And I'm like, yeah, that's a good point. Except he always could have just flown towards Bulletproof. Like, again, like, we have to, I'm like,
the distance, man.
I have to pretend that he had no other choice, even though he clearly did.
Right,
like,
right.
The show thinks he didn't, so I have to pretend.
Right, because we're definitely going to go with that as canon when we whine about it for other episodes.
But I like that Cecil has a double standard that should feel hypocritical, but also he is like, nope, that's a me thing you did, and I think you did the right thing, but also I feel like you need to struggle with it. If you start not struggling with it, we have a bigger problem than if you were to, then you hesitating to kill people is not the biggest problem I have. You not hesitating to kill people is going to be the biggest problem I have.
Right.
He goes to hell in this episode, and he still doesn't want to fight or do anything, even though it's fucking hell. But then again, it's not like he's going to fight Satan. Satan brings him down there with Devil Detective, Damien, Darkblood, and is like it turns out fucking Satan real. Hell also real. It's just really deep in the earth.
Okay.
And apparently there's like humans think you're the first age, you're actually the sixth age. The creatures we're gonna go fight are vile from the second age, which are nasty creatures, impossible to kill. Only things tougher are old gods from first age. We do not talk about third age. Fourth age.
That's great. That's fucking solid, man.
They have a whole argument about his peel away helmet. Like he has a Iron Man kind of suits up magically around him, and he drops it whenever he needs to talk. And like he keeps doing it on this big fall down this thing. And like, why do you keep doing that? Doing what? No, the helmet thing. What thing with helmet? You keep taking it off when you need to talk, and then you keep putting it back on. Like, easier to understand without helmet. Do you think I can't hear you with the helmet on?
That's good.
But also, like, why not? Why is that easier? Why not put a microphone or something in it? Like, didn't design it.
That's fucking
okay.
fun.
But how is that? Like, how is that a better than a helmet you just take on and off? Like, you could just hold it if you need to. I don't like.
Right. Just like a football.
Like from ancient times, maybe just mysterious to you. Also looks cool. But Satan is played by Bruce Campbell.
Okay.
And he doesn't get either he's not played by Bruce Campbell or he doesn't get Bruce Campbell-y until the very end, where he becomes a jacked up, like he gets his crown back and he becomes jacked and just like, oh yeah, baby, we're back, and like, oh shit, kind of want to see a Satan show with Bruce Campbell now. But yeah, it's a solely Mark focused episode, which was shocking to me, considering like, no, I actually like this. I like him having to learn to change his perspective on stuff, and he's doubting himself right now, which means like, I don't really want to work for the devil. Like, turns out the devil, they torture the vile because they are immortal. That doesn't mean they can't get hurt, though. They need to regenerate. So as long as you just kick the shit out of them for eternity.
Right, Star Trek rules. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and even Satan's like, not completely altruistic for humanity. Torture was already kind of our thing. Like, it's not like we're not getting anything out of it, you know? Like, Damien Darkblood gets to go after at the end. I don't know, it's just a solid fucking episode.
That's fun.
In a way that, like...
Also, it is Bruce Campbell that's Satan, and they actually got the rights to Slayer Raining Blood as the song behind him.
That's right.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, Raining Blood starts to play down over a big demon fight, and it's pretty cool.
I mean, yeah, it does.
and so I'm like, you know, if Invincible started off like this, I'd be so less critical of it.
Right.
Like, it's still not... Mark is still inconsistent and kind of a crybaby, but at least he's not insanely wrong. Like,
so I have a theory about this, and it'll actually, I think, dovetail right into the next show we can talk about.
Okay.
So I think what they're doing is the classic TV move of getting you to fall in love with something right before they kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Which they can't kill off Mark. He's the Invincible in the Invincible. So they're winning you over on it so that they can rape the show.
Oh my God.
I think that's my theory. And
I would really just not do that storyline.
And it dovetails into talking about the Rookie, because the Rookie brings back their dumbest, craziest character, wins me over on it a little bit.
Holy shit, Zuzu.
And then takes a dark fucking turn 3 minutes before the ending.
I mean, so
kind of a dark turn. It was weirdly...
This is the culmination of Bailey's trying to...
Spy Bailey.
Doing the thing in the Pentagon. And...
Also, we knew that job was coming to an end. They had Bailey in the smallest, like a joke office, like...
Yeah, I needed to tell you something without you trying to talk me out of it. I kind of think I want to come home. Oh, no, Bailey, don't.
Man, John
prove
lives
me
on the
right.
high road, man.
John is the best person in the world just because you know I would be like, look, man, I'm not saying that I wouldn't be, but I'm going to be a little giddy and excited of how right I was for a minute. Like, I'm going to be insufferable for an afternoon. Like,
we'll talk about Scrubs later, but there's a moment in Scrubs this past where the two interns fuck up losing the person, and Turk get like, oh, it's fine, I'm not even mad. Really?
No, of course not.
No, you're gonna pay for this for a while.
Pay for this
and then
for a
later
while.
on, they happen to walk by in the bar, and he's like, hey, go to that Frogger machine, get the high score, put in my initials. Thank you. And like, this is just the kind of shit these interns are gonna do for like a month at least.
Yeah, they're just gonna eat shit.
Right. And I feel like that has to at least be the unspoken Nolan thing. Like, no, I'm gonna win 3 arguments. You won't know which ones.
Yeah. But turns out he was completely right about her being fucking bored and whatnot.
And hating that. Yeah. But in the culmination of all of that,
but during that, it's just a big spy game with a bunch of people from the Pentagon that are after her. And during all that, Zuzu ends up calling Nolan to give him a heads up on the assassins.
Yeah, Zuzu being the AI that talked a couple of high schoolers into attacking a friend of theirs, like in a fucking previous episode, and then they Halloween episode kind of style, like the way the Rookie occasionally likes to do. They tease that like Zuzu's real, like that like every once in a while they like to tease that like, well, maybe ghosts are real. And like it's why the Rookie is again 2 sitcoms in a trench coat.
Well, I don't trust this. Months of silence, and then all of a sudden he's all up in our shit this episode. Like, yes, it's almost like the writers had no idea what to do with this storyline.
But they do know what to do. They do the classic TV trope. turning a bad character into someone you love right before you axe him off the fucking show.
Love's a strong word. I was still kind of scared of him, of like he was learning his own moral code and like what's right and wrong. And I'm like, okay, this is a pretty interesting tipping point for when
I think in their way, like, well, what can we do with Zuzu's just going to be terrifying the whole time. Like, yeah, we should probably just kill it off then.
Well, he's trying to help, and like I realize that who I help has a direct impact on how I feel about it. And like, oh shit, he's trying to fucking parse out his own personal
like
moral
before,
code.
Yeah.
Like,
and you can't figure out why for the episode, but he's cold calling everybody. Like, he reaches out to Wesley. Well, he reaches out to Nolan. Nolan immediately calls Wesley and asks like the weirdest legal advice of like, so I have a sentient AI that wants to send me illegal wiretaps. Can I use that information? And like Wesley breaks it down. Like, I mean, yeah, kinda. The moment that Zuzu goes ahead and speaks up on that call of like,
yeah,
wonderful, Wesley. I'll go ahead and send that over. Like, oh, Jesus Christ. But I love when he reaches out to Wesley's wife, Lopez.
Yeah, Lopez.
And is like, so I've already reached out to your husband, but I think you might be more mercenary than him. Like, but yeah, it helps. It tries to help everybody. And then at the end of the episode, calls and basically does the like Daisy.
Yeah, like they have found me. The police in Indonesia have found my data center and are shutting me down. Have I helped you, John Nolan? I have been a good friend then. What the fuck? Like,
and they're both like, well,
not sure how to feel about that. He was a amoral crazy eye, but he was our amoral crazy eye. I'm like, actually, he was not really amoral by the end of it. Anymore. I might not have known his moral code, but he had one. Like,
right, and he kind of learned it from being friends with y'all a little bit.
And it was like it's not as bad as Dim, but like it was the same sort of like flippant.
It felt a little bit of like the okay show. You went a little Dim was because it was Tim. As an actor,
Dim,
the same actor.
Dim especially, like they're both the same level of that's not really a person. I don't have to care.
But yeah, the show got me to care a little too much. Like, okay, I guess we're committing to this. Zuzu's real. Oh, Zuzu's real enough that we can kill him off. Okay. That way, it's not we forgot about it.
The writers are like, I think the writers are like, so we left that out there for a thing we could do later, and we don't really have an idea. So,
no, but this way, if they want to research what got Zuzu shut down, what got that data center raided, or what that even was, they can, or they could just never touch it again. But it's at least purposefully dealt with. Again, the Rookie continues to be a slightly better done than it fucking should be. Trash show, and I love it.
Bad show done well. Fucking works.
Watching it every fucking week. What else? What else did you get into?
I did watch Daredevil. The season 1 or season 2 came back. Another thing, like just like Invincible, I'm like, wow, this is much more consistent. It's a lot more of the darker Netflix style stuff.
Okay.
Rather than the.
You said his costume was basically just fucking black. It looked like
his costume is black now, so like it's not. I prefer the Disney style gold and yellow, like let's have fun.
Yeah.
But it is at least much more consistent now rather than trying to do both, which was the worst of both worlds in that season. That season 1 was all over the place.
I gave up on it. I just fucking bailed.
Right. This one was much better. Much more focused. There's not as much side shit going on. Matt's trying to like hold his shit together. Like they immediately, Karen and him are hooking up. It's been a couple months or something since Fisk took over. And so like, okay, the will they, won't they with Karen and them is done. There's a point where he's teaching Karen how to fight, and they're just going back and forth with that, like, not really doing fight moves, but doing that like grab, how fast you can go, like moving your arms.
Yeah.
And it's just to do a rhythm pattern and a thing. And he starts to go a little too fast, and like you can tell that it's good that she's learning how to fight. Matt might not be the best teacher because he can't fight healthily.
Right.
Like it's always going to be whatever is in his mind at that point. Like,
right.
So I like that it's weighing on him. The Punisher Force are basically ice now. The Punisher Force were just like vigilante cops in the first season, basically, of
Okay.
like basically just a whole
But
credit
now
of,
they're
like
Fisk's private army.
they to me it would be like, man, if I was cops, I'd be so glad that like woof they put the pressure off of us, because those are basically ICE guys now.
Yeah.
Just going through judicial fucking things. Matthew Lillard is some sort of CIA spook that shows up and starts to he backs Fisk's play, but also as like, yeah, we don't care what you do with little New York or whatever. Like, kind of like a pat on the head, like,
Yeah.
no, you think you're getting away with shit? If
We see it all.
We see it where the government, we like the use of your port. Because we can move a bunch of stuff that the U.S. citizens shouldn't have to see. And the minute that's not true, we don't need you. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And Daredevil starts this by like just sinking a ship full of fucking weapons and guns and stuff. And I love Matthew Lillard comes off as kind of even colder than Fisk, of like, so covering up a port is a ship at the bottom. That's great. Moving $1 million worth of merchandise through the city without anyone noticing. Now that's a tall order, and we need to not be seen doing it. And we have ways of doing that. And like, well, I have a bunch of men I can use for top men that I trust, loyal men, Fisk says. And it's like, cool. You cool killing them all after that? Because I can go get you 20 guys. I'm gonna put together a team of 20 guys.
And then I'm gonna kill all of them.
And then we're gonna take care of that. Call it an industrial accident.
Like,
so
we are operating at a different level of fucked up.
Yeah, like I love kind of just coming at Fisk of like, your kingpin of crime shit, but with the government is cute, but do not think you are at the level where you are untouchable.
Yeah, you aren't a country, man.
Like, you are singularly useful to us now, and if you no longer continue to be so, we will take you out and replace you.
Yeah.
So I like that Fisk isn't just having the one problem from Daredevil. He has the problems coming from the top. So that's always a great, giving it both ends to come from there. Whether or not he's going to wiggle his way out and somehow get one over on the CIA, that sort of thing. Haven't seen Frank Castle yet. Yeah, impressed by that coming back. What was it? Well, I watched you watch One Piece.
Yeah. So I'm 3/4 of the way, maybe a little bit further through season 1 of the live action One Piece, after everyone and all of the internet said it was good. It turns out very good.
Yeah.
It is still, it's so anime. But I gotta say, and this feels like a weird sentence, I'm trying to get my brain around it, in the best way.
Yeah.
You can hear pretty soon, you'll be able to go over, I think it'd be next week, in our Patreon, about Project Hail Mary, being just a really nicely done adaptation. I feel like One Piece is another example of like, here's an adaptation that gets what can be condensed, what can be dropped, what needs to be kept and thrown to the front. And then also what to be fearless about on silliness and charm.
Right.
Also, casting killed it. I think if Luffy wasn't Luffy, this could be really
Choopy from the Imperfects. Yeah.
Yeah, I keep thinking about the Bill and Ted casting of just like, no, I feel like there's like video of 20 guys not quite getting the tone right or sounding a little. There's an optimism that needs to not sound insane or bitter or I don't know, like it can never. He needs to stay fucking happy about it, like every step of the fucking way, basically.
Yeah. Well, he has a dream, and his childlike thing. He could come off as naive.
Yeah.
But he actually, I like that a lot of the times when they drill him down on what he thinks of piracy and the Navy and all this stuff, he actually has a pretty nuanced view of the world. Like, there's bad pirates and there's good pirates, and I want to be a good pirate. There's bad Navy guys, and I think you could be a good Navy guy.
Yeah, people want to dismiss it as dumb, and it's not. He's seen some shit.
Yeah, no, he actually is a pretty mature thing of like, he doesn't want to be an astronaut because he thinks that's cool or whatever. Like, he wants to make his dream of what a pirate can be, and then make that what a pirate is. Like,
and he goes around basically telling everybody that like, hey, you know what you want to do, and you'd be doing it if you hadn't lost that that fuck it, why can't I?
They have a moment
That
before
he still has.
they have a moment before they go to the Grand Line where they all like pledge on a barrel or something, like
Mhm.
what they want to do. And Zoro wants to be the best swordsman in the world. And I love that the kid logic of Zoro is that Zoro is this badass assassin
Mhm.
that carries a sword in his teeth.
Right.
Because as a kid, he was like, if I carry more swords, I'll be better. And like, so instead of he starts with 2 swords and then like, I'll carry a sword in my teeth then. It's like, that's the dumbest kid logic I've ever fucking heard.
Absolutely.
And yet it works. Nami wants to be a navigator. Like she like doesn't really want to be a thief. She wants to like map out stuff.
Yeah.
And like that's pretty cool. Usopp, I'm glad they toned him down. He could be a lot in the.
He seems like he could be a lot.
But he's the braggadocio.
Yeah, he's full
guy,
of shit. Wants to be the
a
captain,
coward.
but doesn't really want to be the captain because that would require being brave. Yeah.
Right.
And yeah, and then you've got they just met the cook guy. I don't know if he actually came with them. Sanji.
Yeah.
I actually didn't see if he came with them.
No, he comes with.
Okay.
So how else is going to get to the East Blue?
That's
or the
true,
or the
that's true.
All Blue? Sorry, All
Just,
Blue.
Like, damn, he's got to leave Zeph then. But so far it's fucking fun. Really enjoying it. Here there's a second season that's also good. Looking forward to watching more of it. Yeah, really digging it. Having to resist doing the entire joke of why didn't anybody tell me about it? But I won't.
I love that show. So, the snails.
The snails,
Get me
goddamn, dude. Every time. And the little earpiece snails, the little snails. That the snails look like their person.
Yeah, that's so weird. Do they custom?
I don't know why that's weirder, but it is.
Do they custom do it like
Right.
that? Do they put the beard on, or do they?
Did that snail grow that beard?
Yeah, or
Do phone snails like start to look like the person that
do
talks?
they start to
them?
grow that talk into them the most? What is happening?
In
a way that like don't answer any question I've ever had. You know that like, man, there's no way there's an answer to any of this.
Right.
Like
right. No, if I ever met the creator of One Piece, I would gush all these questions, then I would put a finger on their mouth like some kind of creepy romance thing. Like, no.
Never tell me
Never tell me. Yeah, so really, really digging that. Of course, we watched Ready or Not 2. We watched Project Hail Mary.
I mean, we both did watch Rooster.
Yes.
I'm not sure we're going to do a separate one that all about Rooster.
I would actually be fine doing a separate one all about Rooster. I'm quite enjoying Rooster.
I really enjoy it, so maybe we'll let that one.
I've laughed out loud.
Maybe we'll pile it up and do it when it finishes off.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm
Let's
cool with that.
I was leaving it because I wasn't sure if you'd watched any of it or if it had clicked for you.
No, I think it's Bill Lawrence's new joint.
When it got to that when the end of the first episode and Bill Lawrence's name came up, and I went, that
makes sense. Makes sense.
But yeah, obviously Rooster's also the show that they had. I realized, I don't know why it took me so goddamn long. I realized it was like, oh, that's where the actors for that panel.
Panel at like Bill Lawrence and Friends. When he had that panel at ATX, and we were like, well, a lot of those guys were from Ted Lasso, but a couple of them like, well, I don't know why you're here.
Why the fuck you're here?
Well, I mean, it was like Zach Braff, Brick Goldstein, but then there's that one woman that was
was torturing by being here.
That ends up being a Carell's kid.
Yeah,
and I was like, why the fuck is she? And
they were told the dill pickle corn nut story. Yeah, so we'll get into all that in a separate episode. Yeah. Also, of course, kept up with the limited amount of Paramount shows that March Madness didn't screw me out of. And still enjoying R.J. Decker, which I realize is based on a Carl Hiaasen novel, the same guy that wrote like Striptease and shit. So that dude knows his Florida trash crime. That explains why this is pretty fun. Still enjoying that. Every week's episode is got some shocking, like, God damn it, Florida kind of thing. It's pretty fun. And I guess that brings us to the deserts. So I just finished watching this week's Pitt, which Baby Jane Doe. We haven't talked on that baby in a minute, actually. But
baby's just sitting there, really.
It's fine. But Dana did have to rescue new nurse.
Yeah.
Who was getting choked out at the end of last episode. All of that was cool. Dana's basically been carrying around.
Like that new nurse fucking rolls with it,
dude. She's
in
tough.
A way that, like,
I mean, in a draw some boundaries, girl.
Like in a way that Ogilvy is gonna Ogilvy is gonna fucking quit by the end of the season, or I'll eat my hat. I didn't see Ogilvy this episode at all.
At all, right?
Did not see him.
And I cannot remember the photographic memory newbie's name.
But
when she
genuinely impressed me as far as, hey, yo, like when Langdon tries to come up, because of course
Langdon, so we usually stay.
Langdon has a healthy respect for work,
right.
Sure, and she's like, yeah, cool. So you've heard of fucking medical burnout, right?
Yeah, you know more than half of your profession is burned out, right?
Do you think this might have anything to do with it, in the fact that, like, because, man, I remember having this argument when I used to work in a factory and we were understaffed and we had to work a bunch of overtime.
Mm-hmm.
And we were losing people faster than we were hiring them because they got burnt out on the overtime.
Yeah.
And I was telling them, hey, yo, if you cannot put this together, this is unsustainable.
Right.
And they didn't want to lose clients. And I was like, you are now this size company. You have to pick the client you want to lose.
Right.
If you can get them back later, fine, or get a new client later.
This is just
but you will become we are becoming a smaller and smaller company.
Right.
Because of this.
Fucking happening.
And I think, to me, that is hey, do you want me to hang around for this shift or forever?
Right. Because it's never actually, and it's the same thing they're saying to Robbie, but different. Like, so this place is always a shit show and it's never going to stop.
Yeah.
Like, well, if I leave, people are going to die. People are always going to die. It's an ER.
You're never going to leave this place at any kind of...
Right.
It's not during a mass shooting... Yeah, okay, we all should stay here.
Right,
like,
right, but this is just, I'm sorry, it's 4th of July, but this is basically every day.
This is just a day.
Right. The computer's about to be up, the night shift's here, they've got it.
Yeah.
And she's not wrong that there's, she doesn't outright say it, but there's nothing to the idea that you continually stay in Langdon, continually stay and everybody just finishing all their, well, it takes an extra 3 hours after shift to finish up all your paperwork. And like, okay, well, if all of that just went undone for a couple of days, I bet they'd start figuring out a way for me to have 2 hours at the end of my shift to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, or
they'll figure out paperwork isn't that important.
Something. They'll figure fucking something out, or pay me a lot more pay me for
the hours overtime.
Because she's straight up of like, I'm not getting paid. It is literally costing me money to be here.
It is, yeah, and it's the taking advantage of the willingness of these doctors to do that and the
wellness profession.
Yeah.
Like it's ripe for abuse.
You know how the acting profession is always ripe for abuse because it's the magic factory and everyone wants to work.
Right.
So it's ripe for abuse. Like, this is the same
deal. You're a monster for leaving.
Well, only altruistically because you're trying to help others.
Because I know she's right, and I was still like, "Damn, girl, kind of."
It seems super cold blooded at the time, but I'm like, in a way that I think I did before I quit too. Like, man, do you want me to work this? Do you want me to work the extra shifts for these 2 weeks, or do you want me to stay here forever? Because they're not both happening.
And the paradox of Robbie getting defensive and not being able to hear new attending, as she says. Hey, so I'm going to recommend that this place always have 2 attendings on shift. This is more than one person should handle safely.
Right.
Like there's no way something's not dropping through the cracks here. And,
right.
And immediately that is, and it shouldn't be, but Robbie takes it a little bit as a challenge on his skill or ability. And like, because he responded like, this place is the best of the best. And like, I didn't fucking say, I didn't ask that or say anything about that.
Well, in a way that I'm like, and she's there to take over for him for a while. And like, look, man, I'm going to say that, like, being the person that's going to come in and take care of this for a minute, no one person should do this.
No, by the time you get back, I'm going to need to get right on your bike and take a crazy fucking sabbatical.
Right. Like, and we should be as efficient about it as possible. And it would be the one thing that, like, I would argue, like, okay, how much does it cost to have another attending here? Could we get 5 more nurses with that?
Right. No shit.
I would probably go with the nurses.
Into that. Yeah,
I would go with the nurses rather than the attending, but that's just me.
That's just me. Sorry, burnout and attending. Sorry.
Yeah.
The 2 best moments of the episode, I was really impressed with the Santos being a little more open about, like, hey, so I'm mad about Langdon. I knew that dude for one day. He was an asshole who gaslit me.
She came off shittier in the early... this episode, she really lays it down in a way that I really... Okay, and I have to remember, not everyone else knows why he is suspended. Alashimi learns this episode,
Right.
and it really changes her opinion.
So in the conversation where she confesses that, Santos confesses that to
Huckleberry,
Huckleberry, Whitaker, Fuckleberry. So right before he walks up, is that the meds that she's in front of?
No, she takes a scalpel.
Okay, I couldn't see what she pocketed.
I rewound it back, and
she palmed something.
I'm not 100% sure because I'm not, medical professional, but it's a green thing with a metal on the end, and it looked like a scalpel to me. And it made me nervous a little bit of how is she in a dark place or what is going on here?
She used to cut.
Yeah.
So that could be that. So what I thought, I didn't rewind it back, but I was afraid that she had palmed either meds or a syringe or something that she was going to plant on Langdon.
Right. But that's to plant anything on him, you would need, that's not the drawer. You have to go through that whole thing.
That's got a hole because they were having, and the computers being down was fucking that up.
Yeah. So that's a scalpel. I think she's just going to start cutting again.
I think you're right. You're dead right.
She's in a real bad
She's grabbed an extra
spot.
Scalpel that she can keep
pocketed.
Well,
and, it's medically. I mean, it's no good.
Need to keep it, unless you want to clean it, you need to keep it separate.
Separate and sterilized.
Right.
And
yeah. I think you're dead right. She's going to go off somewhere alone and cut.
Yeah, her
damn. But then the conversation right after that.
I've never met this nice Langdon you guys all met. I've only known this guy as an insane asshole.
Right.
That basically fucked me over. She's held over some stuff because she's Santos.
But you can tell that she's also from her punchy, spiky exterior. She's like, no, but I finally felt comfortable here, and now he's suddenly back.
Mm-hmm.
And
well,
that for her, it took her a long time to. No, I could bet that nobody's been putting anything on her for a long, long, long time. But it took her 10 months to stop doing it to herself a little bit, and then he reappears. I can definitely see why it was triggering for her.
Well, even then, after Robbie has Whitaker is going to house sit for him. And Robbie ends up telling Santos that, and she immediately, of course, gets mad about it in a way that, I'm like, my God, can anyone tell you anything without,
right?
It's impressive how everything anyone tells you is a personal attack.
I also love that from Whitaker's standpoint, he's like, I assumed that was your idea. You sent Robbie in that room to talk to me in the first place. And then I was like, oh my God, she did.
Yeah.
But
she just wanted him to not,
I just wanted you to stop fucking the farm girl.
She likes Huckleberry, and she thinks that farm girl's not a good idea, which it's not. Which it's not.
Say it to him,
and because she can't fucking healthily tell anyone anything.
When he realizes it and starts needling her about,
I mean. And he's like, "Oh my God, you like living with me."
Mm-hmm. No,
what?
You
don't.
Eat my avocados and you do the thing with the thing and you.
Actually, I'm gonna go back to the avocado thing. When she circles back,
you just say it. Say what?
Say what? Say you like having me as a roommate, and I won't move out. Fuck you! She basically just walks.
Fuck you, Fuckleberry. And I love that. She storms off, and you realize that. Javardi's been back there the entire time and just staring with the.
Oh man, that was everything.
You have no idea how much joy that brought me. Thank you.
Oh my God, I was so glad. I thank my lucky stars.
I got to be here for that one
thank
moment.
You,
it's all worth it.
Thank you, God, or whatever.
Yeah, I'm fucking loving the Pit. I think we've got 3 left. If it's 15 hours like last season, we should have 3 left. I think.
Of course, the worst happens with that. Mamdani's or fucking guy that comes back who left, and it's like, man, I know you're scared about the cost of this, but the worst case scenario is that you leave and you come back here and you
pass out
and you times it by 10.
Right, because this time he passed out up high on something and fucking ate it. Yeah. No, and then of course we go to credits on fucking holy shit. The coked up, no, you said that was to blame because of me, the enzyme that it formed. Yeah, man, but you took the coke and drank on the golf course, and then you attacked a nurse. Yeah. So after this, you were definitely going with that officer.
It definitely behooves him to continue to not remember what happened.
Right.
Even though Dana definitely did punch him directly in the face and stab him with that. And the fact that she's had that in his pocket. Like Robbie, of course, is Robbie spent
like a vigilante here.
Robbie spent a lot of this season right and both wrong at the same time.
Right.
Of like, because he's not wrong. Like, look, I would write you the script.
I'll write one before I leave,
like,
so you have an extra one.
One, but the fact that you're around, like, you can't
did
be
this
around
on your own and got it
waiting
ready.
to use this
Right.
for like on someone.
But also, she gets to the heart of like in that conversation, Robbie blurts out what's really bothering him about Langdon. Of like, I let him, like,
I don't want
I'm
him
why
here.
he didn't get fired. Am I complicit in the and like
I helped him get away with a crime, and like, and she's like, and he's your son. He's like, he's not a kid or whatever. He's your boy.
He's your boy.
And you think that reflects on you, but it doesn't. And he's
also from the charge nurse standpoint. Dana takes a brutal look at the like. I'm sorry, but he's saved lives, and we need bodies helping do that.
But also Robbie fires back with like, and he like, someone could have died. Like no one did that. We know of. We can't be 100% sure about all his decisions, micro decisions,
and
in that time.
That's why this is this controlled.
Like,
yeah,
in a way that like it's a.
Though if they really gave a fuck about that, you guys wouldn't work 30 hours. You couldn't work these hours if y'all actually gave a shit about cognitive problems.
Alashimi immediately becomes
wow
shitty about it in a way that why that's so, and it's the reason most people immediately lose a trust. That
she was the moment when I realized that when Santos said that, like, most people here don't know, and I was like,
yeah,
she's been so friendly to him. Does she know?
Man, Robbie explains why in a way that you can kind of forget she doesn't know that.
Yeah, because when he says it, I was like, man, she doesn't know the thing you just revealed.
Yeah. And
she catches it.
Oh, yeah, she's the reason he got caught on the med stealing thing. I'm
sorry, what?
Fuck.
Yeah.
And there's a level of trust I think they need in that fucking emergency room that is just hard to win. Like, but again, it must not be impossible to get back because, what's her name? Fucking Fiona Dorff.
Right.
Is a recovering addict.
Right. No, I mean it's got to happen.
I'm gonna assume she was an addict and then recovered and then became a nurse.
Went to school. Yeah.
And I think that would be an easier
sell because she talks about it like in a past life.
She talks about it as a past thing, and Langdon became an addict while he's always going to have access to the fucking drugs he was.
But I guarantee there's a lot of surgeons and docs that are in AA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost like, yeah. And also if he was for real about it and not just making an excuse, he hurt his back and got on some pain, some oxy or some pain meds or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh shit, that's how it happens though, bro.
No, and he, in his mind, was trying to wean himself down. He just was also an addict, and you can't really be in charge of that.
Right.
Yeah. Fucking loving this show. So glad we got 3 more. I don't know how many more we have of Monarch.
Where's your masters?
But it would probably be our top show if not for Paradise, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Legacy of Monsters is really good, even though there's not a lot of monsters in it this season. And it shows you how good it is just because the personal drama between Kentaro and Kay and Lee and all that, like all this episode was basically
not
the
Kentaro,
fallout.
His dad.
His dad.
I'm blanking on his name.
Hiroshi.
Yeah,
I think is.
Yeah.
And they, all that fallout happens in this because he reads that letter.
Yes.
And it's he has a right to be mad because this is what affected his relationship with his stepdad or his stepdad Bill, or Randa, and like, I know you didn't mean to or whatever, but you did that to me and you both left, and then you were the reason he left and I was alone, and it's probably why I'm such a fuck up in my relationships.
It is definitely like he comes off as such a like, oh man, you can see the age you were as a child when this happened to you, because it's just coming off that adult actor
in a way that like I think he says later, like, I mean, I was actually relieved after I was angry, I was relieved because I thought like, oh, I always thought it was me, something I did.
And I realized now it's you.
Yeah.
You made him mad. Yeah.
And, of course, Kurt Russell being the wizened old Lee that has just had enough time to get right with this more than anybody else. They keep mentioning how Kay mentioned that, like, oh yeah, I had this conversation with your stepdad with Bill Randa. In my mind, 2 months ago.
Right. No, it is. They play up the time jump stuff better than almost any show I've seen with this kind of sci-fi.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I was thinking it when she was talking about that of like, man, for her this was seriously like 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, for you, it was your childhood fucking 40 years ago. But, like, for her, very, very recent. And then at the end of it, when they've got all three of them in that shot, singing the lullaby.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, there's piles of cheese. Like, well, you know, please watch your step on the way out of the theater. But it also, it don't not work. Like, well, damn.
I also love that Kurt Russell's like, yeah, and you're gonna be mad about you've saved your mom with a miraculously saved, and then you're gonna waste this opportunity to get to know one of the most brilliant, beautiful, like greatest people in the world because you're mad that she fell in love with two men, and like, I don't know, maybe you have something like some personal experience with that. Right, you know, like, in a way that like I was thinking like, yeah, he doesn't really have a leg to stand on in the multiple loves department type deal. But he does get to be mad about it for a second, which I think is fair. And then the show knows that the right person to talk to him about this is Lee.
Yeah, I was literally thinking before that scene happened of like, it's got to be Lee that goes and talks to him. They've got a little something to like, and then sure enough, there comes Kurt Russell, the cake kid.
If you're gonna do the cocaine bear, but without but it's not a lot of cocaine bear in it, you have to actually have the people are really interesting, and with the exception of what's her name,
Cora May,
which,
oh my god, they finally put her on a side, like she picked a team and is
I thought she was just spying.
Same.
Is she trying to push them away to not get them hurt?
It caught me off guard when she was suddenly
or does she actually believe what she's saying?
I believe in what Apex is doing and am smart.
Why? But then she immediately doesn't when they're done. Like, I don't know. I don't fucking care about that character.
I feel like she's always got to be the smartest character in the room, and that constantly means like basically telling her own team like there's always a moment where she has to announce this whole plan was dumb. Only she was in the planning stages of said plan.
So I feel like sometimes shows have characters do something that's inconsistent with their character or makes them unlikable to make the plot move forward. And I think Monarch is a good enough show to avoid most of that, but they can't every once in a while like, oh, we can't actually avoid this. And they dump it on one character rather than hurting anyone else. Like, okay, we'll just make one character nobody likes.
And for real, man. I mean, this episode, at least I didn't wonder if it was just me. She's working for the villains.
Well,
like she is doing the.
You mean the guys called Apex that wear all black?
If her code had worked and they had actually, their probe had actually controlled the Titan's mind. If it controlled the Titan's mind, I feel like it was going to melt Kate's mind.
Sure.
Because Kate's on the dock psychically connected to the monster at that moment. And they, when she takes over that, like...
Well, it shows it works on that little bird or whatever. And I'm like, but it doesn't work on the 20-story monster? I'm like, I wonder what could be different about these two.
Well, and she's so... not Cora, but the evil lady she works for, and somehow cares about and drags out of that building.
I guess.
But she says to somebody just outlandishly confident, like, and it'll scale. Scale's fine.
Are you sure?
Have you tested any of that?
Feels like a tech thing of like, famously tech people are real weird about scale on
also,
trying to
why does Kate think all this will work? Like, anyway, I'm not Kate. Cora. Yeah. She's my least favorite thing on the show still. But the rest of the show is badass. And I'm digging it. It would be my favorite thing. It in the Pit would be vying week to week for my favorite thing on TV. If Paradise wasn't just crushing it,
crushes it every goddamn
so satisfyingly
episode.
Every episode.
So we were wondering last episode.
My saddest thing about this is that they gave me a plethora of Paradise.
We were wondering what Gary's end goal was last season. Like, why did he try and kill her? And it was like that was hopefully to kill him, or at least get him
arrested captured by the train people.
by them. But the real goal was he steals fucking Bean.
Yeah.
And like, God damn it, that is, and so to try and bring her back, and because Paradise is good and subtlety is dead. They flip the normal narrative of, hey, Xavier is the faith in humanity, don't you love me, kind of like, I'm hey there neighbor in the apocalypse, stop waving at people, god damn it. He's now ready to, I'm just gonna drop,
he's done,
Gary,
he's found Terry, he's found Terry, we're done,
and we're gonna go to, and Terry having the connection with him over like, hey look, I'm not saying we're gonna bring him with or whatever, but I need to, like, I had 3 years with this human being and I need to leave him in a spot that he's alive, but also I know he's not.
This kid's really come out of his shell, and like I need to,
and I need to get the kid, and then I need to leave Gary in a spot that he's not dead, but he doesn't come after us,
right?
And fuck us up on that. And she goes to talk him down and ask Xavier to trust her in a way that was, like you said, was the flip of Shailene Woodley.
I so didn't think it was gonna work.
Yeah, but of course, the Paradise is the hopeful apocalypse.
Yes,
she is the faith in humanity. Because Gary's even more dangerous because he really doesn't understand what he did.
Yeah.
I panicked and I killed my best friend, and like he is still trying to be sympathetic.
Yeah,
and
the analogy he gives about being a lifeguard and like they tell you got to be careful around drowning
men, and I'm like, oh, who do you think is the drowning person? Is like, I'm drowning here. Okay, he gets it. Like,
I was a little worried too. Like, okay, but he's the drowning guy, and he accidentally killed his friend.
Because I was like, man, this metaphor is really working unless you think you're not describing yourself.
If you think you're the lifeguard, then this is a problem. No.
And in a way that, like, I'm sure they didn't bring it up, but like, hey, you could have gone with her to go be in the Cal if you just wanted to be her friend,
right?
But you don't want to be her friend. You want to be like,
you're hoping that on a long enough timeline you're going to wear her down,
right?
Your romance involves wearing her down.
The fact that fucking Normus, like Enormous,
right,
ended up being a more accepting that better. Wow, not a good look.
Yeah.
Like, just the two of us at the end of the apocalypse. What are you doing with that gun there, Gary? Oh, and also to see Link take it to Sinatra.
Yes.
Sinatra's slowly losing control of the fucking bunker in a way that, okay, she has control back, but everyone is freaked out right now in a state that Sinatra has made this place so it can't run without her, which is an actual hindrance.
What is a hindrance?
Because when it can't run without her for 30 minutes.
Right.
She's not in that room for 30, like, they can't wait for her for 30 minutes to get back.
Also, she's been hiding a secret project inside her project, it turns out. And that's totally doable and fine when everything was fine. You could have secrets. Once the paranoia got heightened a little bit with the sky and all of that, now it is much harder to keep that hidden, and people are just feeling the suspicion of it more and more. And I think it's feeding on itself. And then Link shows up fucking knowing what's up somehow, like, at least enough to ask the code word that shakes her up, Alex, whoever or whatever the fuck Alex is. Our bet is an AI, but I like the double reveal. He asks for an apple pie. Yes, that was fun.
And so he just wants some apple pie. It's great.
Damn.
But also when they speak on Air Force One for a minute, so they can speak in private, and he talks about the apple pie in a way that, like, so you have, those are fresh apples. That's not from a can. So you have some sort of orchard, greenhouse.
Right.
That's flaky crust there. So you have some sort of butter or butter substitute, which means you have refrigeration.
Right. So you got refrigeration, you got yeast and flour.
Like, so he makes it like so you got this much power to do all that, and like
right. Bake a pie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you have the resources, and at first he asks for one of the reactors, which is like, man, that's a no-go. What do you really want? And he goes like, yeah, you got me. I want Alex. And like Alex. A thing that, like, like, man, that's a thing she definitely like does not
want you to say that word, man. Yeah. When they open the doors, so they sent Jane out there as the emissary the first time. It's the smartest thing
so subtle.
The
If it's an
psychologist has
accent,
said.
oh right, what does the psychologist say?
They're having the meeting, and Jane absolutely wants to go back out with the greeting committee.
And it's smart that she doesn't like, hey, no, 5 new faces. You're gonna look like, if Jane shows up, you're gonna look like the mayor of the smallest town.
And there's no way to say Jane's a psycho and you can't risk her being there with you.
Right.
But that totally works. Of like, no, you're gonna look like the mayor of the smallest town on earth.
Which is totally, man, negotiation 101. Like, yeah, no, you want to look
dead right.
Make yourself look bigger than you are.
Yeah.
Like,
Jane every episode, but Jane this episode is fucking nuts. I had said it was the dumbest thing ever for the psychologist to
unless she's trying to provoke Jane into,
and that, I think, was the plan.
Like, okay, I'm going to provoke her into trying to kill him, and then fucking get her.
The most dangerous thing is wondering when she's going to try something.
Right. But like fucking gets her
right
in a way that like.
Well, and you know that Jane's got no impulse control in this shit.
No. Well, she thinks she's helping right now, like, because that was definitely not Sinatra.
When she's waiting out there to give her a ride, like,
nope, I'm good.
I'm good.
Suit yourself.
So this episode, I mean, we talk about Monarch like showing me a monster every couple of episodes or whatever. I know it's cheaper, but man, Paradise has some shit happen every goddamn episode. The doc catching Jane, that's fucking amazing. Or killing Jane?
I mean, she goes down in that, and she's bleeding a lot. I mean, I know it's water and it's washing in a lot of ways, so it's
necessarily dead.
It's probably looking a lot more blood, but it doesn't look great.
It doesn't look great.
She fucking hits that floor pretty hard.
Yeah.
If not dead, she's fucked up for a minute.
I love the moment where, man, triumphant Terry walking out of there with Bean, and Gary's sad and bagging to porch, and they're all leaving, and Savior like, so one more thing, we got to make a stop. And you realize that, oh man, he has not. They've been busy, but he has not mentioned this baby.
They got enough on their minds.
They got enough happening, but also we got to run by and pick up this baby off these two.
Man, what did you do?
Right? Like, no, honey. Oh man, you're gonna have a hard time convincing that.
Yeah, man. I just have this white baby because, like,
for reasons that
I keep feeling sad because Link doesn't know that like the girl he really liked and hooked up with is dead, and like knows no idea about this baby.
Right, and that baby's on its way.
He's got a mission. He's obviously there to do a thing, and I think it's for a good reason, because I feel like he and Sinatra both want to save the world, but fucking Link knows that, no, it's important that I be the one to do it, because you fucking psycho billionaires are gonna, your version of saving the world is not gonna be what we need.
No. Well, I mean, Sinatra built a shitty world here. Like, you can't let her build the world.
Right.
Yeah. And that baby's fast on its fucking way. I cannot wait to see. I think we might only have,
Link, Sinatra, and Xavier's noses all bleed in this episode.
Yes.
To a point where, I don't know, they still thinking that there's some sort of throw your consciousness back in time shenanigans going on, but I'll be interested to see how they resolve that. How many is it?
That was the penultimate.
So there's one more. Shit.
That was called the final countdown. This next one's called Exodus.
That's right. They have James Marsden come down and talk about the, hey, I need you to really dumb it down. Like,
yeah,
is there for gases for
like
breathing?
Caveman, dude.
Like,
yeah. And
I like that he, as like a not smart guy, he's not like, but he's like, I learned a lot of history, this job's just so I can kind of like let it pass. And even as not a really smart guy, I kind of notice a lot of like patterns as far as to the giant as empires of the world, is that they overexpand and all have collapsed in on themselves.
Yeah.
And you could say that, not modern society, and then you could always go yet, but
right. That's just a timeline thing. Yeah, I would argue we're living in it.
No one knows they're at the fall of the Roman Empire until it's fucking done.
No, but you're taught that during the fall of the next empire.
And he asked, like, so what if the gases if the gas leak happens at the same time, an outside threat would force a lockdown? That'd be infinitesimal.
Okay,
Like-
but yeah, just hear me out. Yeah.
Right.
Which is exactly what's happening because President's kid and his fucking rebel team, man, that kid picks some inopportune times to try to drop truth bombs on his dad's girlfriend.
Interesting timing to
Yeah.
like he talked about you all the time. Interesting. He never talked about you. Man, I'd wait until we were
Right?
out. It's just
Also, like, I
fucking
guess
me.
I'm so much like him, or like, no, you're nothing like him. He never hurt me on purpose.
Yeah. Your dad, your father hurt me in so many ways, but never on purpose.
You're nothing like him. Yeah, that
God
was
damn.
fucking- So they actually shut down like hit the oxygen system with a fucking
Yeah.
hammer.
Gonna force the doors open.
Right. So they think.
Yeah. And so that everyone can decide whether or not to leave and whatnot. And
But
just
simultaneously, the Council of Chicken Shits is
Sinatra's not there. They don't know where she is because she's
Right.
gone to her super secret Alex
Right.
bunker.
because she opens up we only see her face, and it looks like Marcellus Wallace's soul shining at her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they freak out and fucking vote to just lock down the facility, which is even Sinatra is like, we could lock down, but it's power constraint. We can't lock down forever. These guys have a lot of numbers. It's not a waiting game we can win. We have to
Right.
figure out like Sinatra doesn't really know how to buy off Link just yet. But like I think she's trying to buy time to try and figure out a way to
Yeah.
deal with it. I mean, Jane's a badass or whatever, but they got like 1,000 fucking people outside.
They
like,
have picked up steam on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and there's a train of people coming. Like
Right.
they're not.
And I assume
And these are the types of people where I'm like, okay, killing Link won't get rid of this crowd.
was it Priest? Is that the name of that fucking movie?
Yes,
Oh,
with the
man.
vampire train.
I was like, and like the vampire train.
no
I think references nobody. should
one
get.
knows
Oh
what
my
talking about.
lord.
No one knows what Priest is.
Yeah, I'm gonna be so sad when Paradise is done. God damn. It's not done. There's season 3 till I'm sure they've already gotten.
I would hope so.
There's 3.1 is listed on IMDb, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. But God, this show's picking up steam in viewership.
Right.
I mean, I think Randy messaged me the other day of like, you're watching Paradise, right? Fuck yeah.
Right. Well, they got to drop a big time travel reveal, I think, at the end of this season, and then we have to deal with a fallout in another season 3, probably.
Yeah, whatever the fallout of that is. So I'm expecting this coming weeks to be fucking nuts. Speaking of nuts, it's crazy that you people aren't all signed up for Patreon.
Patreon.com/TV Dudes.
Indeed, patreon.com/TV Dudes is where you can get a bonus episode every week if you want to hear us give our reviews, usually of movies, because it's TV Dudes. It's not Movie Dudes over here. So you head over to patreon.com/TV Dudes. I hear it. And you can hear us talk about Ready or Not 2 this week.
Right.
You also get a bunch of older episodes just for being a member at all the tiers.
Yeah.
For higher tier, the showrunner level, you can pick the show we watch on the main show this week, which last week we did one of those. John Paul picked Starfleet Academy, which we fucking loved.
Mm-hmm.
You can pick a show. We don't have to love it. We may not. But head over to patreon.com/TV Dudes and check it out. So now, let's talk about the show of the week, The Return of Scrubs.
I'm a big dog, real talk, heart cold, yeah, won't thaw. Big drop, stay drip with a bad.
I'm back, baby.
Do you know who those people are?
No.
Yeah, maybe try a different approach.
Maybe a little bit more like Dr. Cox.
Listen up, newbies.
Healy superstar there, Scooter.
Leave Bambi alone.
It's good to be back.
Why are you standing like that?
I don't know, I felt heroic.
Oh,
Try it.
Oh, that does feel heroic. I like it.
The 10th season of the American medical comedy television series Scrubs premiered on ABC on February 25th, 2026. This season serves as a revival of the series, which originally ran for 9 seasons. Revival was officially announced way back in July of last year. The season stars Braff, Sarah Chalk, and Donald Faison, and features guest appearances by everybody else. John C. McGinley, Judy Reyes, et al. Basically, everybody's back in their series roles. The Todd is back, amazingly.
In a very limited and sparse role.
Thank Christ. I feel like they're actually handling the Todd so much better than
Consent
I
five.
thought. Man, I really didn't think they could handle the Todd well, and they're doing the Lord's work there.
I'm just looking for my Forever Five.
Robert Mascio as Dr. The Todd Quinlan. Yeah. So Scrubs is back. I know we've done some sitcom revival-y things lately, but King of the Hill came back, but it updated a lot. Man, Scrubs came back and updated, but also didn't. I don't know that I've ever seen anything be quite so
Other than
seamlessly. This is just still Scrubs.
Well, kind of liken it to King of the Hill, oddly enough. That they change a lot of aspects of it, but the
still...
central style of comedy is the same.
Yeah. Even though I feel like King of the Hill did something else, but only because they...
Well, King of the Hill fully transitions into Bobby being the king, but I think that's natural...
Even that's just kind of a natural tone thing, yeah. But yeah, in the same way that it just feels like they just made some more King of the Hill.
Well, even sitcoms that have been on and never stopped, like The Simpsons, have changed.
Oh, absolutely.
And now feel different.
Absolutely.
In a way that Scrubs is it's one of the last real old school type sitcoms that, sure, things grow and change and characters actually like get together or have kids and but there is a consistency to it, which is why I think the audiences were not ready for a Zach Braff-less, JD-less med season.
To me, that med school season, which is, again, not a separate show, that's just season 9 of Scrubs. But that med school season, which introduced us to some amazing actors, had a great cast.
Franco was in that, right?
Dave Franco, Eliza Coupe is in that.
Was she in that?
Yeah. Like there's some comedic chops happening in that cast, and yet it misunderstood the fundamental core of the show. The core relationship of the show is JD and Turk.
What I understood from watching this was the stuff that they don't have, you'd think would bother me more. They do not have Dr. Cox. That's a huge relationship. He's in the first episode, and even then can't. And in a rightly so, he has hey, you can't yell at the interns. You can't call them girls' names, and misgender them to shame them.
No, considering that they figure out a way to handle the Todd, when I immediately realized in the first episode that, oh no, if McGinley's actually on this show, they can't just ride this joke for a whole season. This won't work.
In a way that so the premise of the show is that he gets asked to be back at Sacred Heart as chief of medicine because Dr. Cox is, I don't know if he's retiring and just going off to do something else, but he's like, this is a teaching hospital and I can't teach anymore. My time how does he put it? Like I've watched my time pass by. I've watched this world pass me by. And I was like, wow, that's actually the most relevant, they'd be like in the new Firefly revival, like, I can't call you a whore anymore.
Right.
Right. But and just an outing that character. And
in that episode, they have he thinks that all of these kids are useless, that she's looking up how to do techniques on YouTube and this younger generation kids these days. And Cox thinks they're fucking useless. And JD shows up and is like, they're just green. We were also fucking useless. They're just differently, but give her a shot. She's not stupid. And then the in an intern way, but the girl still comes through.
Yeah.
And I like that it actually sold me on Cox going, I should back out of this.
He keeps a patient over longer, one of JD's patients, just so he's around the hospital. Because he just is a natural teacher. He's just a natural help.
Man, I need you here long enough for you to realize it.
Well, in the case that when revivals come back and it's JD is a concierge doctor,
so he's doing fine.
Which is, I'm like, okay, so he's making money and can spend more time with his kid singular.
Sure.
Or does he have kids plural?
It's Schrodinger's kid. Until we look in the box, man, who can know?
Him and Elliot, quote unquote, had a kid.
Child. Yes.
But it is a sitcom kid.
Yes. That requires no casting of any such child actor.
Turk and Carla have kids that you see in one scene and then never again.
And then never think, God, that's 4 kids, man. Yeah. You see so little of the kid that if JD hadn't been trying to build bunk beds for him, I couldn't find any other proof. For a minute, I was like, Jesus Christ, do I have to rewatch the med school? Did they lose a baby?
If they lost a baby together, that might explain why they're so snippy with each other.
But nope.
But yeah, him and Elliot are divorced.
They're divorced. Yeah.
And him and Turk still talk, obviously, but they're a little, like, they're not as...
They're distant. Yeah, and in that first step, JD doesn't see that, like, what everybody else sees, which is that Turk's burned out as fuck.
Yeah. Man, I wish this guy would die all at once instead of in little pieces. Jesus.
And, like, true statement, I know, but you can't say that, dude.
I just tell him what's up. He'll go like, what's up?
We'll work on it. Yeah.
And, like, I love that Gen X or millennials or whatever are like, wait, so that was funny to you? In what way? Like, explain the joke to me.
Right.
And, like, I like that there's after Dr. Cox calls a bunch of them, like, triggered and useless or whatever, we basically ditched the generational humor.
Thank God. I was afraid it would be a lot of that JD's just out of touch and old, but they really only write it for that first episode.
I think Bill Lawrence is pretty good about, yeah, there's jokes to be had about the intergenerational divide. That's forever green. Every generation is gonna have a thing that, like, you don't make, but I think he is one of I'm like, man, you were a weird kid. You think your generation was dumb before they got, like, before everyone else saw that they were dumb. Like,
yeah. Like,
you didn't understand why we did, man, I don't understand why we did things that way
the whole time.
Yeah. So, like, I think he would liken himself to agree with the younger generation. Like, yeah, my generation's dumb and stupid, except for maybe a couple things that I'm still like, but
we were dead right about that. But the rest of this, yeah.
I think that everything else can fuck off on this show that isn't JD and Turk's relationship, and the show would be fine. Everything else is around it is like the new interns are okay. They're pretty good.
They keep winning me over. I thought it was hilarious when they lose the patient in the most recent episode. And we're starting to get hookups and vulnerabilities and shit between them. They're winning me over. Like the stuff that I thought was totally fucking useless and a little worrisome, like, oh my God, they're going to ride this generational humor for the whole of it. I don't care about any of these. I don't care about anybody that's not JD and Turk. I don't have Jan Etor back. I don't have the janitor.
I don't know if that's just a scheduling issue or...
I think it's just a scheduling issue. It seemed like, because Neil Finn's still working. He's on Shrinking. But I was really worried that, like, oh, this show's not... It came out the gate old scrubs, but it's not going to keep... This is going to wear thin real quick. And so I was really happy that they basically ditched the generational humor. They keep winning me over episode by episode. By the most recent episode, they've almost got a joke that works as a running gag for Dr. Park for me. Like, his bitterness is starting to feel...
Well, he got passed over
specific and weird.
He got passed over for the chief of medicine role, so he's mad at JD the whole time.
Yeah.
Only...
That's not as funny a joke to me. Like, to me, being jealousy of losing Turk as
if he was meaner about it, he's on the cusp of being like... He's JD's supervillain. I'm like, yeah, but he's not so mean that it's funny like Dr. Cox
or the janitor,
or insane like the janitor. Right. That, like,
in can't remember how much Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23 you watched.
None at all. Okay.
She's got, so the whole premise, like, girl moves in with Kristen Ritter. Kristen Ritter's insane, and she's the country girl from out of town. So there's a neighbor down the hall that wishes she was Kristen Ritter's best friend and hates the main character for it. And, like, for a while, Kristen Ritter won't admit what's up about it. Like, oh no, I guess she knew me for a little bit. Like, because the relationship meant nothing to her. And so, like, it takes several episodes to figure out that, like, no, that girl's crazy because you are the friend. Like she should be your roommate's stalker, but you moved in.
Yeah.
And, like, and I feel like I keep wanting them to either ditch the Dr. Park jealousy thing or lean in Like, he should be insane.
Right.
But that's hard to do when he's also a actual fucking doctor.
Every once in a while, they'll get off a line with him, like, man, before JD got here, you and me used to be friends, like, with Turk, and, we were in a bowling league together, and when JD falls, we will bowl again. And I was like, okay, more of that.
Exactly.
Like,
More of that.
Like, that's an insane thing for a person to say.
Because I also like Turk finally spinning on him of like, what the shit, man? We're on a bowling team. Like, why are you being like this? You know, like, we're friends, man. Like, when he falls. It's the phrasing of it. Of like
and when JD falls, we will bowl again. Like a Arthurian legend of lore. Like,
right. Like, and then my quest will be complete.
When Pendragon feels my blade, then I shall...
As the prophecy says, when Lorazepam hits the floor, thrice shall the cock crow.
But yeah, the style of humor is the exact same. I still get the same chuckles from it. I still get the same feels from JD and Turk's relationship in a way that is to me, that was a brave for the aughts in 2001, I think, was like their guy love, like, without ever they do a couple episodes where it's like no homo. Like, there's like, I think there's or not really, no, it's not gay, but like sissy stuff about like how much they love each other. But even at the end of those episodes, they're like, I remember the episode where like they don't hug each other in the hallway, and then like they have to pass each other by, and then they
can't,
and then he looks behind him just because he can't handle it, Turks is gone, and then he's like, I ran around the other side to meet you over here. Come and bring it in here, and I was like, you know what? That's good.
That's JD, and
good for you. An example of like male friendship that was completely different than anything else on TV. That was like, hey man, fuck you, like, we're best friends.
Yeah, no, that Scrubs really epitomized that back in the day, and it still does again. It's the best thing about the show, and it's why I, no slight to Sarah Chalk, who is also funny as shit, but it is unfortunate that she's on a show with these two.
The show could come back without her and it would work. The show could come back without Carla and it would work.
It can't come back without either Faison or...
It's come back without Dr. Kelso and it's good. Without Dr. Cox, and I'm like, man, you could, like a spacecraft, we can jettison a lot of parts of this show while keeping the main... Like, I didn't realize how much of this was interesting and like dressing. But like core, like, oh, I don't actually need this.
I was thinking about this show, got me thinking about will they, won't they's again, because I feel like they're going to end up playing with JD and Sarah Chalk getting back together.
So that
Elliot getting back together.
There's a.
I may be wrong. I hope I am, but I feel like they're going to.
To me, that it's the Elliot thing is the only thing that I really like the Scrubs seasons. I didn't finish the Med season. No one did. I don't think anyone watched that last episode. Who could say?
I've been told JD's not in the finale.
That's what you said. I think they might have lost a kid. I'm like, well, maybe they did in the last. Like, seems like a bummer to go out on. Who could say? But who would prove you wrong on it?
Right. It's that John Oliver thing. If you could Google it.
But if there was one thing that bothered the shit out of me throughout all of those seasons, it was not the will they, won't they. With like all shows do the will they, won't they. It was the get them together and then break them up and then get them to get like the fucking friends, and to a point where it would have been different, but each season kind of decides if they're meant for each other or no, these are good friends and like they can't have a relationship.
Right.
Like, it's like he fucks up her wedding at the end of one season and then the start of the next season is like, oh, but we could be buddies again and not have any sexual chemistry. And then the next season after that is like...
Bent on the rookie, the captain and his wife can't finish this, like, freelance gig she's on for a minute. And like, you're telling me that, like, these two can be doctors in the same rotation? No.
In a way that, like, these two have had actor chemistry, but nothing super special. Like, in... maybe I'm just spoiled on Brooklyn Nine-Nine of just like, hey, just take this relationship forward. Don't go back. Like,
Right.
But-
whatever tension and problems you want to have going forward, make them relationship problems, not break up, get together problems.
But every time they did that, it would make me, depending on the storyline of that season and who broke up for what reason, it would make me like at least one of them, if not both of them, less.
Yeah.
And this is the same thing with this divorce storyline. I don't know what happened with the divorce. I mean, JD doesn't seem like a supportive partner to me in most of those seasons.
Right.
But from what I've just seen, Elliot's being way bigger of a douchebag about it in a workplace environment of that, hey, I get that you're pissy about it still, but that's the father or your kid.
Right.
And also, this is a workplace where he's trying to be a chief, like a boss.
Like you're directly undermining some shit here. Yeah.
And she takes everything personally.
Yeah. That's where it strains. I realize it's a silly show, but to me, that behavior is what more than even the boing noises and shit. That behavior is what strains the sitcom versus reality line for me. Is because she's not being a reasonable person that wouldn't get fired from her job.
Well, so it's so they can do this. I'm gonna date the hot organ transplant pilot guy, and then JD cannot like him for, I'm sure, a mysterious reason. I'm like, guys, we've done this
so many times,
and let me just tell you that, like, it is weird that, like, Sarah Chalke is a fine actress and is good-ish looking, but like the way she pulls what that isn't JD is just out of her league. I'm sorry, that hot pilot is that I'm like, man, I think he's at least 10 years younger than you.
He is definitely. The storyline that I think would be more interesting at this point would be for her to expect that JD not have a problem with the guy, and not either direction, just be like blessedly neutral about it, and that bother her, and this season be a reckoning of like, oh man, JD and I don't have a relationship. I have a relationship with breaking up and getting like this is a me thing.
Well, she's already looking for a reason to break it off with that dude, and like, oh my god, you are such a fucking drama queen. So
the thing that this got me thinking about on Will They Won't They's was that when you have a core show that's about a group of friends, inevitably those people are going to date other people and outside the group, and those are going to be funny episodes of, you know, this crazy like your friend dating somebody that nobody else likes kind of episodes. That's fine. But whenever with the Will They Won't They, I never really like it because it always holds an unspoken threat against the premise of that show that I'm enjoying.
Yeah.
Because like if one of these works for Ted on How I Met Your Mother, the show's over.
Right.
Like if a relationship happens that actually takes real time away from JD and Turk getting to hang out, like the episodes, the arcs where they're both just too busy with functional relationships to be the friends they want to be.
Yeah.
The show craters. Like so there's something about like, just don't either give JD and Elliot a healthy relationship that where JD and Turk get to commiserate about their turn it into that show where like it's two best friends that live next door to each other and complain about their kids. That's fine. Or break them both up and the two single guys out or whatever.
Well, you
can't do. It makes me feel like she's a threat against the premise of the show.
There's a thing that I was watching and it realizing that having not seen what their relationship was like maybe JD did put Turk and his relationship above their relationship in a way that you can tell Turk still prioritizes Carla when the chips are down and all this sort of thing.
The poker chips.
Of like the poker, he has to say no to the poker game to do because the poker game is relationship maintenance between him and JD.
Right.
But he has to prioritize relationship maintenance between him and Carla because they haven't had a lot of time to be together either.
Right.
And so they make a sex joke about like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get me some, but like he's not wrong that like, oh, I should go spend time with my wife a little bit.
Yeah.
We've been had it, and we can always reschedule our poker night easier than that.
Right.
And I think Carla is not threatened by. There's a point where like you would have to. I want to ask Elliot, like, do you want to be just the most specialist person in his life, or do you want to be the only special person in his life?
Right.
Those are
two different things.
Those are two different things, and even in with Carla's relationship, I would say like, okay, you're a priority relationship, but there's ways that Turk can tell JD about his Dungeon Master campaign that he can't tell you in a way,
right?
Because.
But there's also even when they first got introduced on the show, and Carla was already at the hospital, like Turk falls for her immediately. Carla's always been a full person, like an adult from a drama show. Carla could be a nurse in an hour-long show. And like the core characters, and I feel like this is why Bill Lawrence would go to the mat that Elliot is, that it's a trinity and Elliot's a core character, because they are children.
Yeah.
Like they are learning emotional lessons like they've just slapped a stove. Like they've never felt heat before and just got burned.
They give me this talk between Turk and Elliot that technically works on paper of like, man, I know when people choose sides in divorces, but I didn't think we would stop being friends. Like we work together and I'm like, what a childlike notion of divorce. Like what,
adorable, dude.
What are you talking about? Of course they choose, like, you got to choose sides.
And I feel like
and I thought, I was like, man, am I a callous monster for thinking that like
a little
like but for at least the first 2 years you have to choose sides, and then maybe we can talk about
it's gonna be weird. And the joke, because the core character, the joke for Carla is always, oh honey, you were gonna choose sides. We've been team Elliot for the last month, you didn't know, or we've been team JD for the last month, you didn't know. Like Carla would just be cold about it, in the same way that Carla's not threatened by JD because that's a silly sitcom episode plot. We have 4 kids together, honey. I'm not threatened by him. Like you can't leave. Like So
don't ask me when the
where Elliot's spinning out.
I love the like. Don't ask me when the power's gonna be back on or whatever. Like, when's the power gonna be back on, Mamacita? Like, I will fucking JD.
Yeah, I did enjoy this back way more than I thought I would.
The conflicts that show up are pretty much standard of like, okay, Turk wants a surgery robot, Elliot wants a mannequin
JD doesn't
lab.
want to say no to anybody,
and but JD pretty much gets over that pretty quick of like, and is like, hey yo, that surgery bot brings in money, that testing thing costs money. It's
easy math. Yeah.
And I forget that like, they're a teaching hospital, but also a very for-profit hospital.
Yes. Yeah.
Dr. Kelso's whole job was fucking that.
So we haven't talked about so Kelso's gone.
Yeah.
Cox is gone. The Jan Etor.
Yeah, but they add in a couple things along with the Dr. Park.
Yep.
And so they're villain, but also they're odd.
She's just an insane person.
Absolutely. Just what are their liaison, like whatever their HR department or something. I'm gonna need you to bring it down. I need you to leave the hand gestures to me.
Vanessa Bayer is Sibby Wilson. Yeah, the new head of HR and wellness specialist at Sacred Heart. That's what she says. She's not Kelso's replacement. She's the head of HR.
Right.
But yeah, why don't you leave the hand gestures to me? She's just
really odd, which is definitely that actress's
forte.
Smile too big for her face. Like, man, she's always going to look a little insane.
Yeah.
So we might as well lead in. She builds that like feelings room.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have to stay until the gong is done. Yes, be quiet.
Yeah, she's differently weird every episode. I feel like they're really giving that actress, like that comedian, like...
No, I don't gamble. What are you playing? Texas Hold'em? It's like 3-card stud? What are you...
Yeah.
But I don't gamble.
No, her immediate, like... Okay, so she's definitely dangerous. The interns took me a minute to warm up to, I think because of the teaching hospital hurting. Phil Lewis is Dr. Hooch. He's still crazy.
Man, Hooch is crazy. No,
like real,
genuinely unstable.
dangerous, crazy. But the new interns are on like I don't know. I'm looking through their names there. It doesn't fucking matter. I don't know any of their names. But we've got super handsome guy. We've got British one.
Yep.
We've got the surgical interns.
Social media one.
Yeah. And honestly, they're all starting to warm up to me. They get little background gags that are getting like all of these actors are doing their job, which is to stay out of the way of the A plot and be funny when you're called on it. Like when they think they've lost that patient and they look for that woman like the whole episode in the background, and that's great. That's all just funny, zany, wacky shit. But at the end of it,
follow the rules.
Turk fucking finds her, and they have to play this scene where like the scene is there so Turk gets the win. That's y'all's job, is to let this like you can't steal
your
this
support
scene.
your support players. And
I felt like they nailed it, like in terms of the one of the interns had like hooked up with another intern earlier in that episode under the bed, and the woman they were looking for was under the bed they were fucking on. But they go through that whole scene where Turk is like, so let me guess. I know what you're going to say. You lost your patient. You wasted the whole day looking for her. And like, they're both like, oh my God, how does he know? And like, cause she's right behind them in the bed and he can see her. And like, so what you don't know is that she's already back in the bed. But his little walk away of like, and she was under that bed earlier, so I know everything.
Yeah.
And like,
what does that mean?
The squeal, nothing. Like, girl, what do you mean nothing?
I'm a rule follower.
All of that played right and played so early on sitcom that I feel like there should be a class taught by whoever fucking directed these episodes on how to nail that.
JD and Turk and them did not become Dr. Cox or their others. Like, they're still definitely them. I actually like there's a conversation that doesn't go fully into it because it probably would ruin you on Dr. Cox. But like, she's hard on Elliot's hard on Dr. Social Media and is like, hey, yo, she's pretty smart. Why are you so fucking on her ass? And like, I know you don't like you need to get like what she's like, I'm looking for a reason to respect you and you're not giving me one.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
it's cold.
Okay, I mean, yeah, being on your phone seemed to be kind of like unprofessional, but she basically describes why she's doing that and like, hey, yo, I don't have any student loans because I'm like a medical social influencer.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But she explains that to the surgical interns or whatever. And JD tells her like, hey, do you remember how Dr. Cox was with you and how it destroyed your confidence
for years? She called you Barbie over and over and over
and couldn't, and like how much it hurt. Like, and like, well, and she goes, well, Dr. Cox taught me how to, he was tough, but he taught us how to do stuff the right way. And it's like, if you admit that there's a way to do this without the emotional like trauma, that means that happened to you for no reason.
Yep. And
they don't quite say that.
No, but like, they're close to it and they need to figure it out before she parents a kid.
Yeah. In a way that like, and I don't think the show's going to do it because they would admit that Dr. Cox
was a monster in the original show.
Is a monster and doesn't need to be. That his tough love thing is not.
That's as close. Like JD going, hey, that fucked you up for years is as close as they can come to admitting that Cox was.
To me, is Dr. Cox in a way that's less problematic, but will still be is still a problem. Like with the Firefly thing, like him calling Inara a whore is like. Cool, their central conflict is real problematic now, and it's hard to see what they're going to replace that with in a way that they just ditch Dr. Cox in a, like, yeah, let's just not deal with that. Let's ditch him in a way, which I'm sure was a hard decision because he feels central.
But if they were going to do that on Firefly, they would ditch Inara and keep Mal, and that would keep the problem.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because like if we followed Dr. Cox and it was just a boomer roaming town to town bitching. Like, that's not as fun a show. I think Tim Allen's already doing that somewhere.
I mean, you could just not be cowards and go forward and have them together from the timeline, but whatever. We're not talking about the Firefly revival. Fans are already being not cool about that enough. I think
that's gonna flop.
I don't need to dump on that. Good on for doing animation though. That was the smart move. I think all the relationship stuff works. The medical, like, it's funny but also sad that it seems like medical stuff has just gotten worse in our country. So
Yeah.
that none of this has gotten better in a way that you can definitely tell, like, Turk is burnt out. But they make it because the patients won't take care of themselves, and I feel like that's a bit of a coward move. Of like,
Yeah.
no, oh yeah, what's wrong with the medical community right now is that patients don't listen to their doctor, not that they don't come and see them because they can't afford it.
No, there's a little bit of a like.
To me,
I feel like the Pitt complains about this a little better.
They show one guy who doesn't come, like, he does not want to come inside the hospital, like he knows that it will trigger $1,000 on their fucking
Right.
And he's like, well, my wife is sick and she's outside. Could one of you just come out and check and see if she is dying? And if he's like, if we need to come in, we'll come in. But I can't just enter these doors and get an extra fucking $2,000 on here for no reason.
Right, to find out that we didn't need to come in the doors.
And like, which I'm like, you know what? That's a pretty reasonable
you guys
request.
have to know where you work. Come on.
And it's a pretty reasonable request. Like, it would have, and when she dies later, the guy's like, it would have taken me a minute to run out there and check.
Yeah.
Like,
no, that fucks up Dr. Handsome there.
Right. In
Which
a way
could.
in a way that doesn't affect his confidence in the. It's a sitcom. It does not affect his.
No, they roll it back the next episode a little.
Mhm.
Like, he does not seem to fuck with him. But yeah, they can't. They just won't go there the way that like the Pit will.
But JD's advice for one of them is to, like, okay, I'm going to help you up with this patient with some favors that I had from my being a concierge doctor, but you're going to see a lot of Stanleys throughout your career, and if you let every one of them break your heart, and basically, like, I know you can. It's hard because you can help one person, but you can't help them all.
Right.
Which means that you're basically going to have to either help nobody or be really selective.
Right.
And it's hard to walk that thing. But I do think it was healthy to be like, and it's our job to do as much good as we can in a shift, and then as hard as it is, go home.
Yeah.
And to me, that was the, like, okay, if you want to help on burnout for doctors at all, that should be the healthier.
Yeah.
Treating it like a job. Like,
yes. And like, when you're here, yes, it's different. But it's still a job, and you have to clock the fuck out and go home.
But other than that, the chief bracelets between JD and Turk and their handshake, their chief of surgeon and medical handshake, they're
trying to do Eagle again, and it just popping Turk's back. It's hilarious.
Trying to put to bed the surgical and medical beef with, like, we're gonna have to take med and surge and merge.
Yes, they forgot reaching out in the air and oh my god! And the intern's like, please never do that again.
It's like, yeah, that was a lot cooler than whatever this was. It was like,
oh, don't knock it. Yeah, yeah. My main favorite thing about the show coming back is them understanding and keeping the core bromance of JD and Turk. Like that was the best thing about the show in the aughts, was, like you said, this just fearless, like, no, JD is he didn't have to be a straight dude, but I think it's cool that JD is a straight guy who is incredibly effeminate. And that it's not a fucking running plot point or anything.
That he still drinks apple teenies is a win to me.
Right, exactly. That it made the show this...
Man, I hope people like the older women, because you're hanging with Granny Smith tonight.
Ooh, yeah, there's a lot of sugar in those. These kids don't know yet, but that hangover's wicked. But them holding on to that, like, it made the original run of the show a show that could present to you real friendship, competency, skill, manliness. Like JD's a stand-up guy, and like, what does that look like? Not couched in a bunch of bravado and bullshit. And by giving you Dr. Cox in the original show, it gave you this constant, like, example of it, but JD doesn't ever, he learns from that but doesn't become that. That's a remarkable lesson.
I heard a thing the other day that like we talk a lot about a toxic masculinity, and we show a lot of examples of it. But what we don't do is show enough options of non-toxic masculinity.
Right.
We don't
like
have
masculinity that you could get in your eyes with not any tears.
Which I think is
not because you don't cry, you could.
Might be a conversation more on like tied up in masculinity is like, well, good traits of being masculine are probably just good traits for being
That's
human.
what I think that's just being a person.
But I think we should in JD and Turk's case, I think is a great example of showing men can be open and have really deep and fulfilling. The fact that they did besides Carla, like okay, so in their relationships, Carla supersedes JD, but in the show, JD and Turk supersede everything else.
Yes,
like in regards to the show, that relationship is paramount. I don't care. Like, I don't know. I think it's keeps the thing I really like about it. Not that there's just one thing, but it's when you realize your core premise is not only not problematic, it's actually still really relevant. That's always great. That means that you can bring this show back and still be fine.
I've seen a lot of good headlines about it coming back. That like ones that basically agree with us that damn, y'all nailed this sitcom. If that's the sitcom you were bringing back, you hit it. And then there's Variety. Scrubs revival is millennial cringe. I'm sorry. I'm fucking tired of like I'm at a point where if you bring up anything being like, oh, that's cringe, to me that means that that signifies whoever said that to me has a too cool for like that means that there's stuff that you would say or do or enjoy, but you won't for fear of social embarrassment.
Right.
And that immediately makes me want to pat you on the head and hope that you grow out of that.
Or that trying to accept that comedy changes faster than almost any other genre in regards to what's funny or what's acceptable. And like, oh, you want Dr. Cox back and actually calling everybody girls' names and being actually abusive?
Would this be the same? It's like, I'm sorry, but would these be the same millennials that recently fell in love with Friends because this show is better?
Right. That was a weird fucking time period.
Right. So anyway, I really enjoyed the Scrubs revival. I think folks should probably go check it. If you ever thought a rerun of Scrubs was funny, I don't think you're going to be mad about watching one of these. I don't know that you'll, other than wondering when Dr. Cox is going to come on or why everybody's a little more wrinkled, you may not notice the time jump. Mm-hmm. Like, it's pretty much the same fucking show. But that's probably going to do it for us this week. Unless you got anything else you want to throw in about Scrubbers?
No, just
Isn't that a running Family Guy bit where he only discussed that as if JD's name was Scrubs? Scrubs on Scrubs.
Yeah. That sounds like a Seth MacFarlane joke. Although we would be remiss if we didn't just mention real quick the fucking harp player that he does date.
Yes.
Is another spot of one of the Game Changers or Dropout alums.
Crew.
And like I've seen her on Dropout, and like she between that and the Pitt and the Rookie and Ted, I was like, oh man, they're really getting out there this year. But also she is genuinely crazy.
Yeah.
And she is pretty attractive.
Yeah.
She's pretty attractive as just a harp player that's volunteering, but I know that like, man, that actress is really funny and is probably going to get weird in a minute. And then she gets fucking real.
Oh, you're just gonna prance around here teasing me in this little doctor outfit. I am a doctor. This is my workplace, and this is what I have to wear.
But I'm just a little bad girl harp player, and like, oh my god, this is so problematic, and definitely is making you hotter to me. Ah, man, that's not good.
It's not good.
It's a Lindsay and We're the Worst situation all over again.
Right. Joe in fucking Mythic Quest.
Like fucking. But yeah, I more JD and Turk, probably less divorce thing with him and Elliot, or if they get cordial, hold it at that. And like, if it ends with them getting together in this season, I don't know if they're going to go for another season, how long this is going to go.
I don't know that they'd love to, but they have not gotten
whatever you decide at the end of this season to do with him and Elliot's relationship,
leave it there.
Stick with it.
Yeah.
Just do that.
I would spend this season getting them to cordial. like show me a healthy relationship where you do still work together, and that like that had some bumps in the road, but we're finally there. And then, like you said, get back to the I think we should just be friends. The lawyers agree, and stay there. The relationship to.
Ooh, I also really like the charge nurses. Like,
yeah, the new charge nurses are.
Girl, do I see a white boy or a ghost in my chair? It's a white boy that's about to be a ghost.
These table nachos. Every chip has cheese. That didn't just happen, people.
Also, like they just constantly listening on everything, and like, maybe I'll just get pizza. That's a fix it. Like, we will accept pepperoni.
Yeah, no, they're good, and those are, I mean, God, some of the actresses they had playing them back in the passed away. So like, yeah. Well, head on over to Patreon and check out our review of Ready or Not 2.
All right.
And then tune in next week when we check out the new series, Something Very Bad is Going to Happen.
Wow.
Which is, I believe, produced by the Duffer Brothers and looks spooky and weird. Looks like girl marries into a family and it seems very threatening in a horror movie kind of way.
I suppose the Duffer Brothers, like, they've done other stuff than just Stranger Things for the last 10 years,
That took most of their time, it seemed like.
But I think, it'd be nice to see what, without that on the back
And I don't know
burner.
that this is them or just produced by them at the moment. Like, I'm not sure how, I don't know how
involved they are. Yeah. This is, and how, man, producer, that is a deceptive title. Like Mike Schur has taught me that, like, there's producer Mike Schur and there's producer Mike Schur. Like,
no, this is created by Haley Boston. So yeah, they're producers on this.
All right.
And until next time,
TV Dudes, Eagle!
I think it might be time to retire, Eagle.
Never. No, don't worry. We were all a part of this victory. Now get those nachos out of the premium warmer.
Every chip is covered in cheese. It's not by accident, people.
Feels like there's more applause for the nachos than my speech. Nachos!